More than 95% of New Year's resolutions fail. And if you're like me, you've had those lofty resolutions in January, but maybe they faded away by February or March. Now, in this video, I'm going to break down exactly how to prevent this from happening. And I'm going to walk you through exactly why this happens for most people, why 95% of New Year's resolutions fail. And then I'm going to walk you through a simple 3-step framework that's backed by psychological and analytical data studies onto how the brain works and how to change your habits to make sure that you're getting all of your New Year's resolutions completed and having a better year. The biggest issues I see with New Year's resolutions is they're often too vague. Think about it. I want to lose weight, I want to save money, or I want to exercise more. These aren't really goals, they're wishes. And without a clear plan, these intentions lack the framework that's needed for success. But hey, don't worry, there's some good news coming up right now. There's a much better way to set yourself up for success, and so let's dive into the 3 steps you can take to turn those resolutions into habits that stick long term. The biggest problem I see with New Year's resolutions is the goal is just way too big, and you need to break them down into smaller, more achievable chunks. The reason is if you have a whole house that's completely messed and dirty, it's going to seem a little overwhelming and you might keep putting it off because it might take multiple days to actually get it all cleaned and moved out. So what I suggest is breaking it down room by room or place by place and really breaking those smaller chunks that are like, hey, Monday, we're just going to focus on the bathroom, the guest bathroom. We're going to get that cleaned and get that all sorted. And again, this is the big thing is you're breaking these loftier goals into smaller, more achievable chunks because your mind can really compartmentalize that and actually go through like, hey, this is actually achievable. You're taking it one step at a time. So how does that translate to actually making yearly goals? So let's say you want to make an extra $5,000 a quarter, or let's just say $5,000 this year. So what you would need to do is you would need to start making that into smaller chunks. For a goal like that, I would almost split half of it into savings and then half into what I can do to earn more. So every week, you're going to need to make those smaller chunks. And what I would do for the saving side is install something like Rocket Money or Mint, where it's going to go through your budget. And every week, you're going to be looking at all of your expenses and going through some of those subscriptions with the goal to save at least $50 per week. And then on the flip side, if you want to earn an extra $50 per week, all you have to do is go on websites like Craigslist or anything else that you can find some side hustle money. Or you can start by finding things like client work on Upwork. And I'll have some resources on if you want to do that. But again, $5,000 extra seems like a lot, but what if it's just $100 per week? That's gonna make sure that you actually hit that $5,000 mark by the end of the year. So I also want to introduce you to the SMART goals method. Essentially, SMART stands for specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound. Again, this is a very important part because you really need to make sure that every goal you have this year is a SMART goal and is going to fall into those 5 words. So now that you understand SMART goals and how to actually break down those smaller chunks of your bigger goal, the second most important thing I see for why New Year's resolutions fail and why big goals fail is they don't utilize visual cues. So this is a strategy that I picked up from a cornerstone book called Atomic Habits, where James Clear explains that our environment shapes our behavior more than willpower. Let's say your goal is to read more. Now, one of the best things to do would be to place books where you'll see them on your desk, on your nightstand, or even your coffee table. If you want to drink more water, keep a filled water bottle within arm's reach. Visual cues serve as reminders of your intentions and make it easier to act. A study published for the Journal of Consumer Research found that visual cues could nearly double the likelihood of forming new habits. And guys, if you learned something new there, you're going to love this next part. I've partnered up with Amazon's Audible to give you a free copy of my #1 best-selling book, Global Career: How to Work Anywhere and Travel Forever. Global Career has been featured in prestigious publications like Forbes, CNBC, Entrepreneur Magazine, and even Lonely Planet. And with over 500 positive reviews, this book has helped hundreds of thousands earn from anywhere. To get your free copy and start a 30-day free trial of Audible, all you have to do is visit globalcareerbook.com/audio today, or just scan the QR code on the screen here. So now that you understand the power of visual cues, let me give you a few things that I also do. Every year, I'm writing out my 3 big goals for the year on a piece of paper, and then I'm putting it in places where I'm going to see it every day. Write it on a note card, tape it to your fridge, put it in front of your laptop, put it in your car, put it by your bathroom mirror, put it in all these places. This is a 10-cent solution that can nearly double the likelihood of you achieving those goals, because it's always going to be top of mind. You're going to see these goals every day. And if you have these goals broken down into SMART goals, you're going to have a much higher likelihood of achieving those smaller chunks, which will then build into those bigger, loftier goals. So that's just one thing on the visual cues. But again, if your goal is to eat healthier, there's going to be some really smart things you can do. Like, instead of putting out, junk food on your kitchen table, have fruits, have apples, have bananas out there, and understand that, hey, these healthy snacks are about 100 calories each. Instead of that junk food that can have 300, 400, 500 calories per serving, you want to hide that or get it out of your house. So make sure that your visual cues and your surrounding is organized and aligning with the goals that you're looking to achieve for the year. The next biggest reason I see most New Year's resolutions fail is they don't stay accountable and they don't actually track their progress. So when we're breaking down these SMART goals, one of the biggest important things is that it's measurable, that there's a way to actually measure your success. So if your goal is to save more money, that's not something you can really measure. Yeah, you can see that the graph is going up, but you need to make it a specific amount and also have an end date. What I recommend for these goals is to break it down into quarterly goals. So take that big lofty goal of $5,000 of savings per year, $100 per week. So break that down into quarterly goals, so that way you have a deadline of, I need to have this much saved out by this certain date, which is going to require me to save $100 per week. The next step is actually tracking that progress and staying accountable. For example, goals that are monitored are much more likely to be achieved. A study by Dr. Gail Matthews at the Dominican University found that people who wrote down their goals and shared the progress with others were 42% more likely to succeed. Here's how to do it. You can basically use a habit tracker app, a journal, or I personally have a spreadsheets that I like to use for goal tracking. And again, if you like this idea, leave a comment below and I'll share this tracker with you for free. You can share your goals publicly. I like to pick accountability partners. So somebody who's trying to achieve a similar goal, let's say they have a gym goal or a financial goal. Again, it's going to be great if it's a partner, but if not, a family or friend member who's also wanting to embark on this is going to help you have 42% more likelihood to succeed, is if you're going ahead and using that person to stay accountable and also track your goals. Now, guys, again, this is part of the process. You need to go through this process. You need to understand that all 3 of these frameworks are important, and each one is going to level up your chances and likelihood of success of achieving those bigger, loftier goals over time. Now, guys, if you made it this far, I really appreciate you and want to wish you a happy 2025. And again, I'm going to put a video up here in the corner that's been hand selected for you. And if this is your first time seeing me, make sure to hit the subscribe button for 2 new videos I'm putting out every single week.